everyone! Welcome to another series of our bariatric cooking classes. Today we'll be making salmon cakes. This recipe comes from Healthy Recipes blog by Vera. Let me show you how they're done. The first thing we're going to make is the sauce for the cakes. It's good to start with the sauce, so that way when the cakes are ready, your sauce is ready and you're ready to just serve and eat. Here I have half a cup of plain reduced fat Greek yogurt, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of finely minced dill pickles, and 1 tablespoon of finely minced capers. You could also do cayenne pepper or dill on this, a little bit of dry dill, that's optional. A pinch of salt, a pinch of pepper, and then just combine it well. Then we're gonna cover it, refrigerate it for 30 minutes, and then it's ready to use. It needs to be in the refrigerator for 30 minutes for the flavors to combine well. For the salmon cakes, I have 2 5-ounce cans of the skinless, boneless salmon, and one really important piece to make sure that these cakes stick together and they don't fall apart is that you drain the water really well. So what I did is I put the salmon on a colander, and with a spoon I pressed it really hard to get as much of the moisture out as I could. And then the next step is just, this one's already pretty flaked, but the next thing that you have to do to make sure that the cakes stick together is that it's very well flaked. You don't want any large pieces of salmon in there. Next, we're gonna add the rest of the ingredients. 2 large eggs, 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, 2 teaspoons of finely minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of light mayo, half a teaspoon of dried thyme, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Now the next step is to combine it really well. This is also an important piece of making sure that the cakes stick together. These ingredients need to be very well combined. After you make sure everything's well combined, then you can add the next ingredient, which is half a cup of chopped parsley. Me personally, I feel like that may be a little bit too much for my taste. Sometimes I can find parsley a little bit overwhelming, so I'm gonna use less and then see how it looks, and if I find that the whole half cup was perfect, then I'll just add it. You can always add more, but it's hard to take out some, so let me do that. Yep, I'm glad that I didn't add it all because as you can see, there's plenty in there. All right, and now we're ready to cook the cakes. I've preheated my large skillet to medium heat, and now I'm gonna add the olive oil. I'm going to add enough olive oil in here. You're probably gonna think that that's probably too much, but it's not going to absorb all this olive oil. I want to make sure that they cook and toast really well. And I also have a plate with some paper towels so that we can drain them and make sure that we take out any excess oil. Okay, so now I'm going to grab about 4 little balls from the mixture. I probably should have showed you how to do this in the previous step. About the size of an ice cream scoop. I'm gonna lay it down there. and then gently flatten it out with my spatula. And we're gonna let these cook for 3 minutes on each side. I don't have space for the last little bit, so I'll just wait for these to cook. Like I said, 3 minutes on each side. It's been 3 minutes, so I'm going to very gently flip these. So I grabbed a thinner spatula, and then I'm going to use this other one to grab it more easily. These are very fragile. Oops. And another 3 minutes on this side. It's been 4 minutes in the other side, so I'm going to transfer them to the plate with the paper towels. And that's it. Now let's go plate them real quick. Okay, now we're ready to plate. We have the salmon cakes and the sauce ready. So I'm gonna grab a cake, put it on the center of the plate, and then grab a little bit of the sauce after it's been marinating for 30 minutes. Plop it right on top. And that's it. Maybe I'll garnish with some leftover parsley there. And that's your salmon cake. Now remember, the key for these cakes to stick really well is that you want to drain as much of the moisture of the salmon. Oh, and make sure when you rinse the parsley that you also drain as much of the moisture from the parsley before adding it to the cake. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.